the Ring Magazine Awards, the before that. Um, I was like, where you at? You know what I mean? Like, what did he not get the invite? Like, what's going on?
Nah, just some passport issues. I had to get a new passport, so it should be here in 3 days. I was a little bummed I couldn't go either because it looked real fun. I was like, man, and I had to ask too. I was like, yo, was I even invited? And then it was like, yeah, you were supposed to be there. I was like, oh, okay, but you know, more
Yeah,
time to train, I guess.
that that that's true. I mean, so when did you feel like you didn't get the invite?
So I think Sunday I was headed out for the press conference on Monday, and I think it was Saturday or Friday. I seen everybody in tuxedos and whatnot, and I'm like, damn, like everybody on the card there, but me, I'm like, that's how they feel. So when I asked my dad, and yeah, but when I asked my dad, I was like, you know, they was like, you was invited, just my passport, I had passport issues. So
Okay, what were the issues anyway? If you don't mind asking, I'm responding.
nah, I let my dad get onto all that. I ain't trying to get into all that right now, but just I had to get a new passport. I had to get a new signature. I had to get a new signature.
You had to get a new signature.
Yeah,
What,
yeah,
what do you
signature
mean,
page.
like your signature? Why couldn't you just sign it?
Nah, like the page, like the signature page. Like you have a passport.
Of course,
The page with the eagle was like ripped out my passport. So
rip.
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
How that happened?
I got no idea. I'm not pointing fingers or nothing. Like I said, I'm not trying to get into that. So I leave it at that. I'm just glad I'm able to get a new passport and that I'll be able to make the fight. That's all that matters. We missed the press conference. I was really looking forward to seeing London and having my first big press conference. So you know, yeah.
I'm sure you've already seen the press conference now. Um, Shakur Stevenson. He was very excited. He wanted to see you. He says, I hope he doesn't back out on the fight. When you got that message, what was your thoughts?
I was like, for what? He don't bring nothing to the table that makes a person back out of a fight. But that's Shakur. He always gonna have something smart to say. Hopefully he keeps the same energy. February 22nd. But yeah, nobody's backing out the fight. So
No.
I wouldn't be, all this time away from my son training hard if I was looking to back out of a fight.
Right.
So
Right. 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 Yeah. He mentioned that. I put a poll on in Instagram. Matchroom put up this. What you think?
I don't think Floyd. Deep down inside, I don't think Floyd Schofield genuinely thinks he could beat me. He been in the ring with me before, and if you've been in the ring with me, I don't think nobody is comfortable with just genuinely thinking that they can beat me. Deep down inside, I don't think Floyd.
So deep down inside, he believes that you don't believe that you could win.
that's what he's supposed to say. I mean, I feel the same way about him. I mean, he's not no threat to me. So I mean, I can't bash him for saying what he's supposed to say, but I wouldn't have took the fight if I didn't feel that way. So
Right. Here's
Yeah, he definitely made a mistake. He's a good young fighter, hungry fighter, but I hope he still take the fight. I mean, I'm kind of worried because he's not here. I was kind of excited to see him. Do you have a message for him? Because I'm sure he'll be watching somewhere. Don't get butterflies and pull out the fight, Floyd. I know it's a hard time. I know you're dealing with a lot, but just show up.
so he says that he's worried about you pulling out the fight. He just basically saying that show up, just show up.
yeah, he must be self-projecting because I'm here, I'm training, I'm getting my sparring. Like I said, if I was looking to back out of a fight or something, I wouldn't have spent all this time away from my son, or thousands of dollars worth of camp. So, like I said, February 22nd, let's see if you keep that same energy. So, I'll be ready.
How's this training camp feels so far? And like obviously he was just talking about he did an interview with Ariel Hawaiian, and I don't know if I just butchered his last name, but my bad if I did. He said, that he's about to be going back to training camp tomorrow. You know what I mean? You've been able to at least capitalize on all the gym time that you can. Do you feel like, does that motivate you? Does that give you a little bit of advantage knowing that you might be in better shape? Or do you feel like these 4 days won't do nothing?
Nah, I don't look at it like that. You never know, what type of shape somebody's in. You never know how long he's been at training camp. So we just training to, our
Well,
best of
remember,
our
he had the,
ability.
the hand injury too, remember? So
Yeah, but like I don't even think like that. I always think the person is in the gym training their hardest, always giving their best, even with a hand injury. So we just training to the best of our abilities, doing what we supposed to do, and come fight night is gonna show. So yeah, I don't look at it. He in London like he ain't work because he working. So we not putting it past him. Mm-mm. We
um
training like he in the gym training right now. So
right. Um, as far as shout out to Punch Drunk Boxing. I seen the interview you did with him yesterday. He talked quick about sparring partners. Also in that interview, it seemed like at this highest level, people don't understand boxing. Like Ryan Garcia had a mule in his camp. You know what I'm saying? Anything to get an edge at the highest level, because if you take a L, everything goes, blemished. And your dad can go into more detail as well, about that type of stuff. But as far as, does that like kind of mess up things when it comes down to getting sparring partners now?
nah, like not at all. My job is to focus on the fight. My dad, my team, that's their job focusing on the sparring. So I can't really give you the answer to that, but I don't think so.
Yeah, because you could dig deep on, finding different people in the world to,
I
try
tell,
to
I
mimic.
tell. Let me tell you a quick jewel real fast. The reason we was finding small partners because he was breaking their fucking ribs and stopping them. So we was going through small partners like nothing. It's hard getting somebody to fight him. And it's fat. We ain't lying. We ain't talking no sparring secrets, but that's the truth. Now we got some real soldiers, a whole team lined up, and we pushing through. We going for the win, brother.
Mm. Uh,
Yeah.
Coach, you might want to stand back here too, because I have like a question that's like kind of like for both of you. Shakur Stevenson, he said, you get kind of stubborn, Floyd, and you should listen to your dad, because he's actually a good coach and he's telling you some jewels, but he thinks that you're hard headed. What do you have to say about that? And then obviously, Dad, you can go and chime in after your son.
I mean, in the fight, I see some things that my dad don't see. But I could say the same about him. His granddaddy was telling him to throw that hand, and he wasn't throwing it. Hey, sometimes those fighters don't want to, don't want to do it. So he might want to take a look at his own words of wisdom.
Good answer. I like that one. Go ahead.
And for me, let me move this over. For me, I think I gotta move over because of the shade.
Move over.
Got it. For me, he's learning. He's 22. His frontal cortex not developed yet. He's gonna make those mistakes. And I don't think too many people that didn't go through the Olympics made it up on this stage at 22 years old. So he's making mistakes at times, but he's young. That's what they do. Young guys gonna make mistakes. One thing that he gained from this fight is experience, though, and that's priceless. And that's why I'm thankful, me personally, thankful to Shakur for allowing us to gain this experience. I don't care about this fight, win, lose, or draw. This between us. We going in to win. That's for real, for real. But I really don't care about it. I care about the experience he's gonna gain. Imagine him at 29 years old if he fight these talented individuals. He'll be like nothing will be stopping him. So right now it ain't about the money, although we glad he did. But we going in there to see what breaking his face. Yeah, we're going to see what Shakur made of. They say he's one of the best right now. If once Floyd stops Shakur, what do that make Floyd? So that's a legacy right there. So that's what we going for. So
So when you say, Coach, you don't care win, lose, or draw, right? But you want to gain this experience, and I know what you mean by that, because Shakur Stevenson has one of the highest IQs in the game. Anybody else that Floyd fights after that it's gonna be easier. Is what you're
Mm-hmm.
kind of coming about. You know what I mean? I don't
Yes.
want people to mix your words up, but is that what you come about, or?
Yeah, that's totally what it's coming about. From day one, anybody who looked at our interviews in the past,
Mm-hmm.
Shakur was Floyd's favorite fighter. Floyd looked up to him. We went to camps every fight, amateur fight. Shakur would come take pictures with Floyd. So they kind of knew each other. The thing where they kind of disagreed or where Floyd don't like him no more is because a year ago, I told Shakur, or about a year and a half ago, I said, Shakur, I'm going to promote a fight for you and Floyd since everybody ducking you and everything else like that. I said, I'm gonna promote it because like in a year, they got you and Floyd could fight and make some money so you could feed your family. Everything was cool. Then Shakur pop out and suddenly start suck my dick. You a girl, Auntie Schofield. So Floyd took that as disrespect. Like, yo, this is my pops. And he's trying to help you feed your family. And now you getting sideways. And Shakur wouldn't know if you asked him. I sent them a message saying I'm gonna promote this fight, this. So that's where that came about. Between the not liking each other. But we earned our right to be on this card, though. So for the fans that might think it was a handout, we number two at the WBA, and Zepeda ducked him, and he said if Zepeda ducked him, we was getting a shot. So we're gonna show up that night.
I like that. I like that answer. Um, you know, I see that there's a lot of respect going with both fighters in this fight. I like that. Even with Shakur, he's saying that it's not going to be an easy fight because he's a young, hungry lion. He remembers himself at that position. Is that what when you look at that? Is that what you're banking on? Are you looking at it like kind of like where Tank is looking at it? Like his IQ is not necessarily as what everybody thinks it is. He's more of a back and forth type of a fighter and takes less risks. Do you feel like you taking the more risks in every single round with the heart? It will brings you guys the advantage point.
Yeah, we are taking all the risks. Well, I mean, we had our promoters saying, "Nah, y'all not ready." We have the world saying, "Nah, y'all not ready." The only ones who's believing in us is us. The same one that believed in us since day one. So, one thing I can say is what happened this week, if people don't break in the houses to steal passports, I know y'all want me to talk about it, but people don't do that. So that show fear. That show fear when you gotta infiltrate somebody's team or camp and have something done to their passport so they can't make it. So hopefully we couldn't make the show, the fight. But luckily we had a good lady at the passport office that looked us out and said, seeing what was happening, and decided to grant us our passports in 4 days so that we could still make the fight. But sabotage has come. So y'all young fighters, listen to y'all dads. When y'all dads saying keep family close and don't trust everybody, listen to them. When you get on these $1 million levels, these people are sneaky because they want to win because a win would cause them to make 5 million and 10 million. So this is about serious money. So if you don't trust the people you around, you shouldn't even be going to camp.
Mm, mm. This is deep because Ryan Garcia kind of felt this type of way as well. In his Tank fight, I'm not giving no excuses or handouts to either anybody at the end of the day, but um, what like who sabotaged the passport?
Nah, I don't get into. I just know I dismantle the whole team because it ain't on me to figure what coach did this or what fight sparring partner did this. Everybody go. I'm not trying to solve it because it's been tainted and just regroup our own group, brought on our regular team of people that I trust, flew them in to stay here in camp and we do our thing. So y'all just got to be careful and build y'all a solid team of people y'all trust that will come when you need them.
So you basically you have no idea.
Nah, I don't have no idea. I know what happened though. I mean, I know. I know my son don't want me to talk about it. He over here making
No, I'm like,
because him. Oh,
The reason why is because every like people thinking that you guys are gonna duck February 22nd, and this is just a sign.
my question
if
is
they
duck
thought we was
what?
gonna duck, they was in there 4 o'clock in the morning to get 7 o'clock in the morning to the passport office, so they could believe whatever they want. We would be
And
there
I'm
to
like,
show
and I'm
up.
like, duck what? Like now all of a sudden Shakur's a threat.